Everybody can hear me? Good. Okay. All right. So I'm just gonna get started. Not a lot of people on today. Obviously, it's Memorial Day weekend, so people probably out just turning up, having fun. But this is recorded, so if you want to just leave, it's cool. Not gonna be here for the next hour. So how was y'all week? How was y'all week, man? I just gotta ask y'all that. How was y'all week? Shout out to wifey. She was nice today. She just went up. National 100 just went up. No pullbacks. This was the week where it wasn't a lot of pullbacks. Like yesterday, like I took that. I'm gonna break down all the trades I took, but a lot of setups just didn't reach. Like NAS today, like that NAS demand, like it literally was like this close to that demand and just never tapped and just kept going. Like same thing for GU yesterday, AU yesterday. Like it wasn't really pulling back like that. But overall, like this week was like pretty good. Not gonna lie. I took some high risk setups. Like I said, I'm gonna break down all my trades. And I did get one request as far as a question that I got. I just want to just go over that before I get started with the breakdown. He asks, there were minimum pullbacks, meaning less setups and or often setups came at a very low or high point in the trend, making them more high risk. Do you have any advice for trading during weeks such as this, in which the trend was very strong? Okay, so I've seen this week before. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen weeks where the trend is so strong that they're not pulling back. They're just shooting, taking off. I don't implement anything else. Like I'm not about to like create like a breakout strategy. I'm not gonna do that. Like if I don't get a trade, I just don't get a trade. I'm just so strict on supply and demand. I'm really only looking for that. So like weeks like this, because this week will happen again. I'm gonna be honest with everybody on here, like it's gonna happen where the trend is so strong, they're not even pulling back to our supply and demand zones, or they're not really doing too much for our supply and demand. So I'm not saying implement another strategy, but you just gotta understand that it's gonna be weeks like this. And if you don't take any setups, like it's gonna be a week where you're not even taking a lot of setups. So all I can really say just to answer this question is just, bro, you gotta just take what the market is giving you. Like those trades that I took, like today, when I took that GA trade and that GA trade yesterday, like that's just a part of me taking the opportunity when it's there. Like, and also I was back testing news lined up with our supply and demand setups, and they hit for the most part. That's why I told people like previously on webinars, like just back test when news is lined up with your setup, and you would know if they hit or not. And I mean, obviously we know they're high risk setups, but I already did the work, so I already knew that there was gonna probably be winners anyway. But yeah, like this week was definitely heavy on the trend for sure. So it's out of our control. That's what people gotta understand. Like it's out of our control. We wait for our setup, and when our setup presents, then we execute. Other than that, like we don't know how many setups we're gonna get. Like it's some weeks where we have like 4 to 5 setups, winning setup, then we only get like 2 good setups. One of them was a runner, the other one only gave like a 1-to-1, 1 or 2. Like it's really out of our control. We just have to prepare when the setup comes. So that's the only question I got. I'm gonna break down all the trades that I took, and then I'm just gonna answer questions at the end as always. So let's get into it. So on Monday, let me pull up my trades that I took. Okay, so Monday I only took a AU supply. Monday was pretty good. I got in aggressive on this trade, and I like this trade because, again, like I said, when you want a more quality trade, you gotta have a higher time frame influence on your setup. So this 5-minute supply right here, this is a minor breaker structure. We didn't break this low right here. We didn't break this low, but we broke this low. Let me take these EMAs off. We broke this low, but we didn't break this low. So that's a minor breaker structure. Okay, this is the major low that didn't get broken. Now I went to the 15-minute chart. When I went to the 15-minute chart, I'm like, okay, this 5-minute setup is also a 15-minute setup. Okay, so that is something that I need to write down as far as me taking this setup. So I'm like, okay, this is actually a higher time frame confluence type of setup. So I just like this setup. If I go to the 5-minute chart and I turn on the EMAs, the 200 EMA is literally right in front of our zone. The zone is a little bit directly above it, but you see where they slow down at. They slow down directly at the 200 EMA. And this is a pretty good win. I don't know if people got in aggressive or not, but as soon as I saw that rejecting off that zone, I just sold, put my stop loss right there. And that was a pretty good win. That was Monday. Tuesday was a very terrible day. I'm not gonna lie. It was terrible because look at the price action. Like, and you can see like I lost like I almost lost twice, but I lost on one position, which was that middle position. the first position, I closed that break even because I'm just like, bro, you should be like the momentum should just continue off of this green candle right there. Let me move this to the side. Let me zoom in. This red candle right there, once I saw that this was breaking up and it started breaking that candle high, I'm going to take this off. I probably can't see it. When it broke that candle high right there on that green candle, I just got out because I'm just like, bro, you shouldn't even be doing that in the first place. Then I got back in on this sale right there, and then I got stopped out right there. That was almost a 4-pip stop loss, and I cut it in like 3 pips. So I'm just like, hey, that's just a loser. And then I got in again, aggressively, didn't put my stop loss above the candle high. I went all the way above the zone because they obviously was playing at the zone. And another real reason why this setup was it consolidated because just look at what London did. And obviously I'll say like New York like to do reversals, but this just looked good to go with the trend. But once I saw that it was getting real choppy, I'm like, okay, this could potentially just be the end of that trend. We obviously can see London was dropping, and then as soon as New York opened, it just got really choppy. So like a reversal was bound to happen, and they just consolidated and then they shot up after that. But yeah, this setup really like tore me up. Like I literally entered like 9 positions on this trade right here. It was literally terrible. I'm not gonna lie. If you got an aggressive, you didn't lose at all. But breaking the candle, it was just a lot of consolidation right there. I'm not gonna lie. So again, just like the GJ trade that I took today, like GJ was high today, and on Tuesday on GU, this was low. It's all a probability game. Like, did we know that GJ was gonna shoot up today? No, we didn't know, but that's just part of our strategy that we use. This setup in particular, like, yes, it dropped a little bit, but like it's still consolidated. You know what I'm saying? So that wasn't really like the trend was definitely ending right here. That's what I want to say. So when it comes to trading New York session and we see a beautiful setup, it just looks super beautiful, and they start consolidating at your zone, understand that the trend could be ending. Okay. Especially if London just started dropping, like, cause we can clearly just see London was just dropping like crazy. And then they tapped to our zone, consolidated. So, yeah, that was Tuesday. I'm not gonna lie. This had no higher time break influence, just a 5-minute setup. We got a breaking structure right here, but the trend was literally over at this point. I'm not gonna lie. But that was about it as far as Tuesday. Let's go to Thursday. I don't know if anybody got an aggressive on this trade, but I liked it. Now, again, when I choose to get in aggressive, it gotta make sense. Okay, so right here, I got an aggressive, and I damn near only had like a 2-pip stop loss. I'm like, okay, I'm willing to lose 2 pips on AU. Okay, I got an aggressive, and I didn't even wait for no wick rejection at the zone. I just got in. I'm just like, boom, I'm gonna get in, and it was an instant loser. Like straight up, just lost 2 pips, and that was just it. Let me go to the 15-minute chart. 15-minute chart didn't say much. 1 hour. Yeah, the higher time frame didn't really say much. So this was just a 5-minute setup, and it was just a loser, just straight up. I got an aggressive, and I lost on this trade right here on Thursday. And then I took this trade right here on GJ. Now, this trade lined up with news, okay? I sent this to the GJ channel, and I let people know, like, this is a high-risk setup, and we understand that news love to line up with our setup. A lot of people didn't take this, but some people did take this setup. But it just looks super beautiful. So right here we had a demand zone right there, had a gap. The breakout structure was literally right here. So we are bullish. As soon as it broke above that and it came back down, that just looked super perfect. And I went to the 15-minute chart. When I went to the 15-minute chart, again, just like that AU trade that I took this week, this is another one. If you stretch these candles out and you look at that red candle, there's a gap right there on top of that red wick. That's a gap. So not only is this a 5-minute demand zone, this is also a 15-minute demand zone. And you can see they shot out really fast. As soon as news came, the momentum just pushed the market up. Now, I didn't take anything else after this day, but this was a good setup. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like GJ on Thursday was pretty good. Can't really complain too much about this setup, but it was just high risk because news was just in the way. So that was Thursday. Okay, so I lost on AU on Thursday and I won GJ on this trade right here. And obviously today I took this trade. Now, a lot of people were scared to take this setup. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure nobody really made any money on this trade because, again, it lined up with news just like yesterday. But like I said, like I be giving people homework. It's not like I put in a Discord, but I just said, like, just back test when you see news line up with your setup and see how often does it win. That's the whole point of me setting this setup. I'm letting people know, okay, the setup's already high. We understand that. Like, we know this. News is literally in like 10 minutes. Okay, we know this. If you signed up for it, accept the risk. Like, it's just that simple. I signed up for it. As soon as it came into that zone, I'm like, okay, it started rejecting. I'm just going to get in, put my stop loss right there. I was willing to lose 10 pips. Okay. I'm willing to lose 10 pips, like straight up. But I did not have a stop loss. I'm not gonna lie, did not have a stop loss. I'm just manually looking at this. So as soon as 8:30 came, like this candle right there, as soon as 8:30 came, it just gave me my 1-to-1. I got out like somewhere like up in here because it started spiking really fast and then it started like rejecting really fast. I didn't want to take a risk on it. So I just closed it. So if you look at my profits on Instagram, like it's like one position that's had like $251. It's because like literally it wicked my TP, and as I'm closing it, it just went right back down. I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna take it because I don't know if it's gonna shoot up. Now after it shot up, I'm just like, hey, it is what it is. I'm not about to chase this trade at all. So yeah, that was really my week, man. You obviously the best setups that I took was GJ with the 15-minute confluence and AU setup. That supply setup on AU that had a 15-minute confluence. Those was the best two setups. GJ today and GJ yesterday, super high risk subs. I don't even know if people took it, but definitely this was a very weird week. Like it wasn't really the best setups. Like I didn't really see like UJ throw any good setup. Like did UJ throw some good setups? Did EU throw some good setups? I'm not really sure, but overall GJ has some high risk setups, but there was good wins though. So let me read some of these questions real quick. How do you know if it's too high or too low? Okay, look. Okay, a lot of people ask me this question. Look at what London did. Look at the beginning of London, 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, to New York session, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. How much did they go? Where did the trend start? Okay, London session to the beginning of London session to the end of London session. What did they do? Where is all the gaps at? Okay, we can clearly see we have gaps directly up under us. Okay, the trend has already started from. Let me take this off. Because I get this question all the time. How do you know if it's too high, too low? Okay, 3 a.m. right here. That's 3 a.m. They started right there. 8 a.m. right here. The trend has already started yet. We consolidated in Asian session. We had no clear trend or anything. Then London broke out. We was bullish. We moved up from right here at 3 a.m. all the way up here to 8 a.m. Okay, so now we're already high. So this could very much do something like this during New York session. This demand zone right here on the 5-minute, they could very much pull back down. They can very much do that. But did they? No, they stopped at this one right here. This is how you know you're high because we already have a setup that's directly up under me. We have hella gaps right there. London session pushed up, and literally the beginning of the session, we was already down here. So we are already high, and New York didn't even correct London session. So this is an indication that you are high. You got gaps underneath you. London session already pushed up in momentum. And another thing, if you can go to the higher time frame too, if you go to the 1 hour, let me hit the replay mode. I'm gonna go to the replay mode right there. And we go to the 1 hour. If we go to the 1 hour, these are all consecutive green candles. So where is the pullback at? Okay, a pullback is coming for sure. Now, do we know that it's going to just hold on this zone right there? No, but we have a zone directly up under it. We are hot. Okay, like the 1 hour have no bearish candles. It's just actually 4 consecutive bullish candles. Where is the pullback at? So you can look at the 1 hour and see, okay, where is the bearish candle at? Because we're on a bullish trend right here. It's clear as day we're on a bullish trend, but there's no pullbacks. So something is about to come eventually. So this is how I view whether a setup is high or low. Just where the gaps at, what did London do? And is it a setup directly up under me? Because they can potentially, the first zone can fail and then they can go back all the way down here, which is this demand zone from London session. But they literally never came back. So that's really all I have for seeing how high or low a setup is. Just look at the gaps. Okay. I guess I'm taking questions right now. If people want to ask questions. Yeah, that was overall my week. UJ kicked up during Asian session. Yeah, UJ just don't be showing love. Can you look at GU demand today? I got faked out. Let me see. GU demand today. Why you take demand? Why? We was all looking at GU and GU was at a 1 hour supply for sure. Like that's all we was looking at. Like I didn't want to take no demand zone. So I don't know which demand zone you took, but like you shouldn't have took no demand zone today. So I'm gonna hit the replay mode because he was asking me, okay, because I sent this setup. I'm like, are y'all taking this demand zone right here? Because this is again, this setup is super high as well. But then as soon as I went to the 1 hour, I'm like, okay, no, this actually not smart to take. Go to the 1 hour. Go to the 1 hour. We got this supply zone right there with a gap. And you can clearly see that they held on that supply zone. So it was not smart to take any buys today. No, regardless of the EMAs. That's what I'm saying. When you go to the higher time frame, the EMA is not going to matter. If you hit the replay mode on a 5 minute, you're going to be like, okay, we're bullish for the day. But the 1 hour is saying something completely different. We're bearish on a 1 hour and we tapped into it. So buys on GU today wasn't smart at all. It literally tapped into a 1 hour supply. So that's why I ignored GU today. Trading news is okay. Yes and no. Yes and no. Before you take a trade and you know news is approaching, you literally sign the contract. Like you know what you're signing up for. It can be a lot of manipulation. Yes, you're going to get a lot of volume. Like TP may get hit or your stop loss may get hit, but it's a risk. That's why I always say high risk setup. High risk setup. Like you gotta decide if you want to take it or not. Like either way it go, this setup is there. What makes a zone / setup invalid? If it touched the top of the supply zone, it's invalid. If it touched the bottom of the demand zone, it's invalid. That's it. Can you talk a little bit about your emotions when trying to pass a 10K challenge versus 50K of your own capital? I can't speak on that. I can only speak on 50K your own capital, but I can't speak on 10K challenge because I'm not funded. So I can't really speak on prop firms. Like that's why I don't really push prop firms. I don't really care too much for them, but it speeds up people results though for sure. But it's definitely, I feel like it's more like your own capital. Yes, you may be a little bit more emotional because you worked hard for it and you want to cherish it and like, you know, you're really careful with it. But when it comes to like prop firms, I feel like it's a little bit more pressure, but it just depends on the trader, honestly. It just really depends on the trader. Because a lot of people are like, oh, it's not my capital. I don't really care about it. Like, and then some people be like, man, I'm really trying to pass this challenge. Like, this shit is stressing me out. So it really just depends, bro. It really depends on the trader. But definitely, you're gonna be a little bit more emotional when it's your capital. Like, that's for a fact. Like, your 50K, like, you're gonna be a little bit more emotional for sure. Let me scroll down. What we got? Will be amazing to have one session every week. I do my webinars every week, if that's what you're talking about. What about GU in London session? What about it? The 15-minute on GU? How do you manage getting into your trades too early versus waiting until it drops into your zone? What do you mean? If it don't touch my zone, I'm not getting it. Like Monday. Like people was getting, let me go to, what was that? Or was that Tuesday? I don't know what trade that was, but I'm literally looking at the chat and I'm like, why is people getting into this trade and they didn't even touch the zone? People got to be disciplined. I'll be seeing it. I'll be like, I'll just be shaking my head like, that's y'all trading account. Like, I can't force people to be disciplined. Like, I'm seeing people in the chat literally getting into trades and they did not. Please do not write annotations, man. Oh my goodness. Let me just delete this because why is people writing annotations? Okay. I don't know what that was. But anyway, yeah, people got to be disciplined, bro. Like, I can't really teach that. Like, people ask me, okay, how are you holding your trades? I can't teach that. You got to go through it, like, period. Today's setups all too high, right? Yeah, they were high, which means no perfect setups. There wasn't no perfect setups today. Not that I know of. Like, I was looking at NAS today, and I'm just like, man, like, I even put my old school fib on. I'm like, oh, it touched that, but it didn't touch this right here. Like if you look at the fib, it literally touched the fib, but it didn't even touch my zone. Let me take this off. Well, I'm like, dang, like I could have got in if I got in on with the Fibonacci, but I'm like, bro, I'm not even about to do that. Oh, yeah, I had alerts and everything. I was waiting on this. Like, this is what I really was waiting on today. I'm waiting on this. And I'm like, damn, it never touched. Then I just put my fib on. I'm like, dog, did it even reach the 70? Yes, it did. So this demand zone right there, that's all I was looking for in NAS. It literally never tapped. And I'm just like, whatever. Can you look at gold on Tuesday? Gold on Tuesday. I don't really trade gold like that. That's really for people who like gold. Let me see. Wednesday, Tuesday. Gold on Tuesday. Okay, what about it? I'm looking at it. Did you take this? Which one did you take? Oh, did you take this right here? I don't know. I don't know what you took, but this is pretty good. Like you could have got an aggressive catch that little move right there. Could have caught that. That's 8. I think this is 8:30 news if I'm tripping. I don't know, but yeah, gold was. I mean, I don't know. I don't trade gold, so I don't really be looking at it. I took the supply. Right, this one. You took this one. I'm pretty sure you took this one. I mean, let's just look at a different time frame. Let's just look at a different time frame because obviously it was short lived. Like you could have scalped it, but I'm gonna go to the different time frame and see what it do. But again, like look at what happened. Understand, like look at what Asian session did. Look at what London session did. We're still breaking lows, but we're coming from a bearish trend. Like from what day was this? This from Monday all the way to Tuesday. We're still dropping. A correction is going to come, but I'm going to go to the 15-minute chart and see. Okay, so we had a 15-minute supply line up. That would have definitely gave me some confidence right there to take that. Go to the 1 hour. Okay, the 1 hour we are at support for sure. So that could have been a reason to for it to go up, but still the 15-minute looked good. But let's go to the 4 hour. What is the 4 hour looking like? We still kind of at support right there. I don't really care too much for the daily like that. But yeah, we just getting caught at the end of the trend, like straight up. Like this setup looked good on the 15-minute. It looked pretty decent on the 5-minute, but the trend was over. Like it's just that simple. Literally, the trend is over. Literally, trend, and you can see the 5-minute demand held way better than that supply. So it's literally like that's why I say like New York session like to do corrections. That's why I'll be saying like, okay, GJ is high because we can correct and keep dropping down, even though it looked bullish. So you got to be careful when it comes to New York reversals because this stuff happens all the time. This all the market does. London session, New York session. That's really majority of the time is going to do that. Now, is it going to do that all the time? No, but when you see consolidation at your zone, like far as setups like this, a correction is probably coming. When you take a supply setup like this, a correction is probably coming and it's going to break through the zone and go the other way, literally. Can you tell your thoughts on AU supply on Wednesday at 8 a.m.? Okay. AU on Wednesday. I heard Wednesday was lifted this week, or am I tripping? You said 8 a.m. supply? Oh, you talking about this? This looked like the setup I took on Thursday. I'm not gonna lie. It literally blew past my zone, didn't drop. Because I remember that day people was asking, "Oh, we had a daily demand." I'm like, we're on a 5-minute. It like the daily. Well, what is the chances of this holding? Like, and it literally just kept dropping. So, yeah, this setup was just a loser straight up. They did not hold at the zone. This was really more of a liquidity grab, if I'm being honest. If you mark those wicks up, it literally took out that high and then started dropping. So this is an entry right here to sell, but again, a lot of people just stick to supply and demand like myself. So I probably wouldn't have took this, but this is a valid setup. That supply zone never held. It literally closed into the zone, started shooting up, invalidated the zone as soon as it with the top of the box, and then that was it. But let me see if it got some higher time frame confluence on it though. Let's see. Because like when the 15-minute and the 5-minute line up, most of the time it's gonna just hit, bro. Like it's just gonna just be a great setup. Those are 15-minute. Let me see. Yeah, no, I don't have that. I don't have anything. But yeah, that was just a loser, bro. Like it just didn't work out, bro. Like no cap. Clarification on my last question. I'm asking about managing your trade when it hits your zone. What do you mean? For example, when you get into versus waiting in the zone, waiting in your zone. What do you mean? which one are you choosing to get in? Like you got to choose before it gets to the zone. What do you want to do? Like, do you want to get in aggressive today? Do you want to get in on a break of the candle, or did you not like how it reacted at the zone when, like, say if you want to get aggressive on a setup, but then as soon as it got to your zone, it started like not holding, like the candle is literally not rejecting it. It's just going further into your zone. I'm not going to get in aggressive. I'm trying to see what is the reaction before I even just get in aggressive. Now, breaking the candle, if you got your mindset, like, I'm not even going to take no aggressive interest today, I'm waiting for break the candle, then, I mean, we know the rules to that. Just wait for the previous candle to break, and then we get in. But yeah, you got to choose which one you want to do. Like, if I would, like, today, like on Tuesday, that GU trade that was consolidated, if I would just got in aggressive, I wouldn't, none of that choppiness would have happened if I would just got in aggressive. But I mean, I'm going off of my judgment though. Like, some people didn't take no L on that GU trade, but I did before I won. So you got to trust yourself, bro. Well, what do you want to do? Because that's essentially what's going to make you better, bro. Like, yes, I sent out the trades, but you actually executing on your own is going to make you better. Like, literally, it's going to make you better. That's the only way. And then you can start sending out your own stuff. Like, would the strategy be enough of an edge if you just looked at the 5 minute and only took the trade when money's going away from 200 EMA? You can, but you still got to look at the 1 hour, at least the 1 hour, bro. Because it's going to be beautiful steps on a 5 minute, and you can be like, damn, why didn't it work out? And if you would have looked at the higher time frame, you could have avoided that setup. So, like, just the higher time frame in general would just filter out 5 minute setups, because you're going to see a lot of 5 minute setups. Like, you're not going to see a lot of 15-minute setups. Like, period. You're not going to see a lot of 1 hour setups. So the higher time frame just filter out certain setups for sure. So I will say, yeah, you can focus on a 5 minute, like you can, but you got to glance at the higher time frame, at least the 15, just to see for sure. Wednesday was a good day. Okay. So if the 15-minute and 5 minute shows sell, but the 1 hour shows buy, the trend is changing. What do you mean by show buy? It just depends. Like, are we at a zone? Like, are we already at a 1 hour zone? Like, just because just because the 1 hour is bullish doesn't mean that we're gonna take 5 minute demand zones. Like, you get what I'm saying? It just depends on where we at far as the higher time frame zone on a 1 hour. What is the 1 hour getting tapped into? Are we tapping into a 1 hour zone? Because that's gonna distinguish whether I want to take a trade or not. Like that trade that happened today on GU. Take this off. Like this, like perfect example. Like, or not even this one. Say if you want to take this one. Like, everything is lining up. You got a minor breaker structure right there. Like, let me see. This one, I don't really like this one. But say if you wanted to take this one, it wouldn't even make sense because we are already tapping into a 1 hour supply. So why would I take a 5 minute demand that's already high? We got gaps below, or even, well, it's not, all of this is filled. All of these demand zones are filled. So yeah, you got to look at the higher time frame, at least a 1 hour or 15-minute, at least one of them. When looking at the higher time frame, are we just checking to see if it's at a demand or supply zone when we take the 5 minute? Yes. And also pay attention to structure too. Like, that's still important too. Are they breaking highs or lows? Where's the swing highs and swing lows on a 1 hour? Are they breaking, or did they do a liquidity grab? That's also plays a role. Are we at support? Like, just pay attention to stuff like that before you just go off of just a 5 minute setup, because you can get faked out a lot on a 5 minute. Like, literally, somebody hit me up like, I think I'm going to focus on 15 because there's less fake outs. If that's what you want to do, go ahead. Me personally, I just like the 5 minute. I want my money as quickly as possible, and that's really just it. But yeah, the higher time frame, the less fake outs. Anybody got no questions though? I'll be getting a million questions. No questions. We literally got 30 minutes. I'm gonna wait. It's just always just some questions. So I just want to let's just, like, what's good? You know what I'm saying? For real. Or I could just end it early though. Real talk. If people don't have anything to say. If you took a 15-minute trade, do you enter off the 15-minute or the 5 minute? It depends, because you can enter off the 15-minute if you want to. It really just depends. If you see a 15-minute setup, let me go to a 15-minute setup. I'm just gonna find a random 15-minute setup. Take this stuff off. I don't really like that one. Terrible. See, you're not even gonna see a lot of 15-minute subs. That's what I'm saying. They're super rare. Like they're not that common. Find one. This is messy, man. Okay, right here, perfect. Okay. So this is a 15-minute setup. I want to hit the replay mode. Now, EMA's off. Now, it's two ways you can get it. Well, it's multiple ways you can just get into this 15-minute setup. You can get an aggressive off the 15-minute. You can just go in aggressive off the 15-minute. One, you can take the break of the candle off the 15-minute. Two, or we can go to the 5-minute, see if you can scale that zone down. Okay. Go to 5-minute. That will be the 5-minute demand zone right there. You could get in aggressive, even lower on that 5-minute setup and get in right there. Or you could take the break of the candle on the 5-minute. There's just a lot of ways to get into this. So what is going to work best for you? It's just a lot of ways to get into this trade right here because this is a 15-minute setup alone. So I'm going to say it one more time. If you see a 15-minute setup, it's like 4 ways you can get into it. You could just hit buy as soon as it touches the zone, or you see wait for a wick rejection, get into the zone, break the candle off the 15-minute, break the aggressive entry off the 15-minute, or try to scale the zone down and see if you can get in a little bit lower, get a more sniper entry, aggressive entry off the 5-minute, or wait for the break of the candle on the 5-minute. Now, if people ask me, can we do it on a 1-minute? I'm not going to preach it because you got to really be good on a 1-minute. I'm really good on a 5-minute. I'm not going to preach for 1 minute when I'm not really that good on the 1-minute. So you can critique it. If you want to critique it and try to scale it down to the 1-minute, I really wouldn't like recommend it because you may lose a lot before you win. Let me see if you can go to the 1-minute. Okay, this is the 1-minute. So this one right here, that one got tapped into, but this one didn't get tapped into. So this line right here, that is the 1-minute. That's the 1-minute. If you just choose, you want to get it in a more sniper entry. This is still a 15-minute. In that lower line, you could have got in for a buy. If you hit a buy right there off that aggressive entry off the 1-minute, and you're literally just risking, I don't even know. And this is GU on the 1-minute. You're risking 2 pips. Now, you know, if you get in on a 1-minute, you need to be going for a minimum 1 and 3, something like that. Like you shouldn't even be playing. But I mean, that's the 1-minute. But me personally, I'm going to take the 5-minute. Like I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm just going to take the 5-minute because I'm not that comfortable on a 1-minute like that. Like not for real. Not for real. Can you take a look at AU 1 hour if you haven't already? AU on the 1 hour. What day? Why didn't you put the zone on the wicks of the red candle? What do you mean? This is a 15-minute setup. I drew it around the red candle. I go to the 5-minute to see if I can scale the zone down. This is me scaling the zone down. Boom. That's the 5-minute. This was a 15-minute demand zone. Now this is the 5. If I go to the 1-minute, I want to scale the zone down and I zoom in on this area. I'm only focused on this area. I'm trying to make the zone smaller to have a gap directly in front of it. This one right here is the 1-minute zone. Okay. So then I would make my zone a little bit smaller. Now this is a 1-minute demand zone. Okay. Now we getting in at the best price possible, but it's not about always getting at the best price because this can cause you to lose before you win. I know people that trade the 1-minute chart and it's just like they'll lose twice and then they get a crazy winner, or they lose 3 times, get a crazy winner. So it's really just up to you, man. But I'm on a 5-minute for the most part. Can you give a backtest example of a 3-step confluence setup that starts with the 1 hour and you scale down? Okay. Now that type of setup is very rare. I just want you to know that, like, it's super rare. But let's see if we can find one. Let's see if we can find one. We'll go to the 1 hour. We'll find one. Let's go to AU. Maybe AU got something. Okay, right here. Let's see. So I'm going to use this one. And I don't even know if I can scale the zone down, but I'm going to hit the replay mode. I'm going to see if I can go to a different time frame and see if the 15-minute, if I can scale the 15-minute down, if I can scale the 5-minute or even to the 1-minute. So this is a 1 hour zone. We got liquidity sitting at the bottom. of this right there. Okay, so if I hit the replay mode right there, that is something that I'll be looking at. Like, okay, we got liquidity sitting at the bottom. Okay, go to the 15 minute. Can we scale down the 15 minute zone? No. Let's go to the 5 minute. I'll go to the 5 minute. What can we do? We can scale it down. Now here we go right here. Boom, right there. Now this is a 1 hour zone. This is a 1 hour zone. That right there got a gap directly in front of it. I will make my zone extremely smaller just because that is now a 5 minute setup. Now, can I go even smaller? Go to 1 minute. Go to 1 minute and I zoom in over here. Let's see if any gaps have been tapped into. That's tapped into. This is tapped into. So this is the best you're going to do. This is the best you're going to do, which is the 5 minute. Okay. Now we see we getting wick rejections at the zone. We be getting for a sale. Oh, we took this. Oh, well, we actually took this. I forgot. We actually took this setup. I ain't gonna lie. We definitely took this setup. But yeah, this is an example of 1 hour zone. Scale it down. Go to the 15 minute. If you can't scale down the zone on 15 minute, go to the 5 minute. Okay, you can scale down the zone on the 5 minute. Okay, cool. And then they tap into it. We got liquidity sitting at the bottom. I mean, we took this setup, but this is just an example of me scaling down a 1 hour setup. Would you enter on a 5 minute buy if the 1 hour candle is bearish? I'm not really understanding that. I'm only taking supply and demand setups, and I needed to have a breaker structure, or I need to be going away from the EMAs or something like that. But it's still got to have some sort of aggressive selling. I don't really focus on bullish or bearish candles on a 1 hour. I just looking at for zones to be tapped into on a higher time frame. So right here, obviously this is a 1 hour supply zone right there with a gap. Scale it down and look at how we reacting at the zone. That's about it. GU supply on Tuesday was a H115 GU supply on Tuesday. Okay, let me see. On Tuesday. Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. Let me see. You said it's a 1 hour, 5 minute, 15 minute, 5 minute. Okay, let's see. I don't really know. Let's just see what he's talking about. So let's go to 1 hour. Go to 1 hour. Okay, we got it tapped into a 1 hour supply zone. Okay, let's go to the 15-minute chart. We'll go to 15-minute chart right there. That is the 15-minute chart right there. That's the 15-minute setup right there. Okay, let's go to. I'm gonna just type this in so we won't forget. 15-minute. Go to the 5 minute. Go to the 5 minute. Okay, that is the 5 minute zone right there. Okay, cool. So we're gonna type in the 5 minute. Okay, let's see if we can go even smaller. Can we go even better? Okay, we also have a 1 minute zone right there. So now we're at this is the best of the best right here. Like, it's the best of the best right here. So this is the 5 minute. So those three lines is within the 1 hour. Okay. Now, which one do we know? Which one do we know that's going to hold? We don't know. A lot of people, okay, I'm only going to wait for the 1 hour. I'm only going to wait for the 1 hour, or I'm only going to wait for the 1 minute. I don't really like I said, I'm mainly just good on the 5 minutes. I'm not going to wait for the 1 minute. But if you want to take the 1 minute, then I mean, I guess you can, but this is just messy. And obviously we can see at the time of the day, 10:30, they're going to slow down. So the time of the day matters for sure, because they already just gave away all this money right there. So if I go back to the 5 minute, I mean, yeah, you can take this, but it's just the time of the day. Like 10 o'clock, 10:30, I know they're going to slow down. But this is the example of 1 hour, scale it down to the 15 minute, scale it down to the 5 minute. And if you want to, scale it down to the 1 minute, but I'm not. I'm done after the 5 minute for sure. Okay. Any questions though, as far as just the strategy or anything like that? Because I mean, like I said, every single week it's gonna be the same stuff. I'm mainly just catching stuff on the 5 minute. It's just the same stuff. So this is the time. This is the time. Do you pay attention to DXY in confluence with any any of our pairs, or the only pairs that I focus on DXY was EU, but I don't trade EU like that anymore. So I really don't even look at the DXY like that. Like I check it, but it don't really play a big role for me, for sure. So I don't really look at it like that. Not for real. Are you going to FX Summit this year? No. No. I've seen you draw your zone with one candle and also two candles in previous. Bit confused. What's the reason? So it just depends on if you want a sub that is high probability with the gap in front of it. Like you can use multiple candles. So let me see if I can just find one that just have multiple candles in it. Let's see. I mean, look, this is a perfect example. Like say, like, because it's all preference. I'm not gonna lie, because say if I mark up my zone like this, and I put my supply zone like that, some people may feel that what if we don't tap into this one right there? They may use this one. It's still all the same thing. So I'm only going to use multiple candles if they're small and they're right next to each other. I'm not going to create huge setups. I hate when my zone is super large. When my zone is super large, I do not like that. I do not like it at all. So like when I use multiple candles, it's either I feel like it's not going to reach this candle right here. It's not going to reach this candle right here. That candle. I feel like it's not going to reach that candle, or this candle is high probability, but this candle would be low probability, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? If I use this candle, it already got wicked into, but this candle didn't get wicked into. That's the only time I use two candles. Can you go over liquidity grabs? I did the homework and it took me over an hour to find 5. Yeah, that's a long time. I could just see liquidity grabs all over the place. All liquidity grabs is just breaking a previous high and not closing above the zone, and we're getting in. So let me just find one real quick. Like liquidity grabs is just like, it's real simple, bro. Like right here, this is literally perfect. This is a swing high being broken. Replay mode. So yes, this may look like resistance to you, but this is also money on this swing high right here. So this swing high right there, somebody's stop loss was right there. They wicked into it. They literally wicked into it, never closed above the zone. Okay. And a lot of people ask me, okay, how do you draw your resistance and your support areas? I draw by the wicks. Okay. I'll draw by the wicks. So once it break above this zone and it don't close, you can get in for a sell right there. That's a liquidity grab. Okay. If I see minimum demand zone with the 3-step confluence before I enter trade, we are supposed to check the higher time frame. A 3-step confluence setup is just a 5-minute setup that grab liquidity. That's step 1. Break a structure. Step 2, come back into your zone with a gap directly in front of it. That's all that is. It doesn't have to have a higher time frame confluence all the time. It really doesn't. Like the 5-minute can literally grab liquidity and then go the other way, and then break structure and come back into your zone. Okay. Melinda, I don't know if you're new, but please catch up on the webinars. Just please. I feel like you're just brand new. Where is your stop loss on the liquidity example? It's right here. It's literally right here. So as soon as they break that candle, you'll be getting in. I'm not going to get in aggressive on liquidity grab setup. Like that literally makes 0 sense. Like we don't even know if it's going to hold right here. That's why I say like the high probability setups that have precision. We know that they want to reject right here. But when it comes to like liquidity grab and break and retest, like you need to wait on the break of the candle, because we don't even know if they're going to reject from this area right there. So they'll wick above this area, you'll take the break, and that'll just be easy win right there. And we're going with the trend. Super beautiful. Super beautiful right here. Like this is another one. It broke lower. This wick broke lower than that wick. Then we start shooting up. Take the buy. But we still got to be going with the trend though. Still got to be going with the trend. Have you ever back tested Nas supply and demand entries on the 1 minute. Yeah, but I don't really like the 1 minute. It can get messy. Like I have back tested on the 1 minute, but I'm like, nah, I'm colder on the 5 minute. So I just like the 5 minute. So I don't really 1 minute. I'm just not trying to get super sniper entries when every single day you're not gonna get a sniper entry. I just know for a fact it's hard to get a sniper entry every single day. You may lose twice before you get that sniper entry. So I don't even want to take that strain on my psychology. I'd rather just take the 5 minute and be done with it. How do you feel about only taking setups that go with your entry time frame? That's what I do. That's what I literally. I'm only taking setups on my on the 5 minute for the most part. Now, don't get me wrong. Like we do have a higher time frame, like a Fluence 15 minute or the 1 hour lining up. But most of the setups I'm taking every single day or that I send to the Discord, these are 5 minute setups because we're not going to always have a higher time frame Fluence. It just don't work like that. How do you know when to take a 1-1 or a 1-2? I mean, always 1-1 first. That's why I recommend closing partials or twin trading. So, because we don't even know if we're going to reach 1-2. Like a lot of people will only go for 1-2, and then I close at 1-1, and they be like, "Damn, that was a loser," and I just won. So it just what do you want to do? Like, when it comes to like trading plans and how you want to structure your trading, it all is tailored to the trader. A lot of people don't like 1-1s. I'm like, okay, you're gonna see how often they go past 1-1. Like I already back tested like tons of setups. I'm like, damn, they for the most part they're gonna give me a 1-1, but I don't always get a 1-3. I don't always get a 1-2. I'm trying to avoid those pointless losses. That's why I close majority off at 1-1. So it's really just up to you. What do you want to do? Like, do you only want to take 15 minutes up? Do you want to scale it all the way down to the 1 minute? Like, what is gonna work best for you? But definitely, I'm just strict on the 5 minute. Like, I'm gonna take the 5 minutes up every single time. If the higher time frame is bearish, but the 5 minute is bullish, what you consider the setup? It just depends. Where's the EMAs? How well is the breaker structure? Is it a major breaker structure? It's a lot of factors. Where is news? Like, is news coming in? Okay, what did London do? Are we too high? Like, it's a lot of factors. I can't just say, oh, just because the 1 hour is bearish and the 5 minutes is bullish, I'm going to take the 5 minute setup. The scenario, like, what does the scenario look like? I can't just say, oh yeah, I'll still take it. No, it's a lot of factors in distinguishing whether it's worth taking. You know, when you do 1-on-ones for a business mentorship beyond trading, I feel like people don't really care for that. People just want to trade. I mean, but I'm about to open sessions up after the meet and greet. So, I mean, if people care for 1-on-one sessions, then yeah. But I feel like people just want to just trade. Or I could be wrong. Like, I don't know. But after the meet and greet, I'm going to open the sessions up again. Because I did say I was going to open it up in March, and I just never did because I'm just like, I just like enjoying my weekends. But I mean, I get back to doing it. But it is taking it's taking a lot of time from my real life. That's why I really just don't do it. I'm like, I enjoy just doing what I want to do. And sometimes I do feel like a job. I'm gonna be real. How do I know when it's time to make that transition to a live account? Are you profitable on demo? It's that simple. Are you making money on demo and not doing like ridiculous stuff? Like I'll be seeing people like going crazy on demo. I just be like, you gotta do that on a live account. Like, let's not cap. Like, you gotta literally what you just did on demo, do it on live, and that's the only way you're gonna know if you're really good. So it just depends. Like, are you really growing your demo account and you're not putting in ridiculous lot sizes, unrealistic lot sizes? Like, it's just not gonna work, bro. So yeah, just be real with yourself. Could you check Go on Tuesday at 12:30? I took a 5 minute demand. Okay. You said on Tuesday. Yeah, we got to be real with ourselves, man. Like whenever I'm ready to up my lot size, I will, but I'm not gonna rush into it. Like, yeah, I could put 50 lots on, but is that really what I want to do? Am I ready for that? Like, I'm not gonna do that until I'm ready. You said 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. Is you talking about Eastern Standard Time? Because I don't know if you're talking about that. Yeah, I'm not sure, bro. I'm not sure what you're talking about. 12:30 at 12:30. I don't see a SAP on 12:30. Yeah, I don't know. You probably a different time. Okay. How much will the sessions be and how long? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm still waiting for people to let me know if they even want it because like I'm not gonna do it if people just don't want it. Like, it's just no point. Can you check a supply on Go at 8 a.m. What today? Supply on Go at 8 a.m. Oh yeah, I know people were sick about this. If you're talking about this, if you're talking about this, no people were sick about it. I saw it. I'm like, the market just doing whatever. But yeah, this if it would have tapped, this would have been super beautiful. Like straight up. This is just another example of London doing what it do and New York is correcting. So if you just look at the structure of it. It's all the market does. Literally, literally, you could have just took it if it would have tapped, but it didn't. It didn't. I don't know. Y'all gotta just tell me the times. Any tips on creating a trading plan? Just okay. Because I feel like a lot of people don't even have trading plans. We're just placing trades just to make money, but it's just like you got to be more structured. So all you have to do is pick maybe 3 to 4 pairs. I'll probably say three or four pairs. Just pick them, marry them. Don't be over here just because they went over here. People ask me, okay, add this pair. No, I'm good. I'm only gonna stick with AU, GU, GJ, and NAS. You try anything else, that's just what you're doing. So pick 3 to 4 pairs. Okay. Pick a time of the day. Okay. Choose maybe 1 to 2 setups per day. You do not need to take a million trades. Like you do not need to do that. So pick a session, pick 3 or 4 pairs, pick the amount of trades you want to take per day, and make sure you know how much you're risking. That is definitely more important than anything. So if you don't have it, I know a lot of people don't. They feel like Magic Keys is not it, but I'm trying to tell you, it eliminates the process. I stopped using Magic Keys because I just use fixed lot sizes. I don't need to open calc when I'm using fixed lot sizes. So, but if I was doing percentages, or if I was doing money amount, then I'll be using Magic Keys. So get Magic Keys, get the digital version, or get the physical. But the physical copy gonna take way longer. So maybe you should just get the digital. But yeah, after you got your risk management in order, you know your pairs, the time of the day, the amount of trades you're taking. Now you got to get good at picking good setups. That's really just it. That's really just it for our trading plan. I'm trading with strictly the strategy, and I got time frame, which I trade. I use a realistic lot size, and I'm banking. I'm making bank. Good shit. Good shit. Just got my first payout. My drawdown is double. Advice on increasing position. I trade less discipline with bigger lots. I trade less discipline with bigger lots. Why? Why is that? So you're more disciplined with a smaller account? Or I'm tripping. Advice on increasing position size. Fear of losing money. I mean, that's just part of just growing as a trader, bro. Like, it's hard. Like, if people watch my channel, I went from making like 300 in a day, 500, 700 a day. Now I'm making 2,000 a day, 4,000 a day. Like, that shit it's a growing process. Like, I'm not gonna just act like I can just make 2,000 a day and it's nothing. No, that shit is hard. Like mentally, it's hard. Just seeing the numbers, like, bro, I can't believe I'm actually just doing this in a couple of minutes. Like, it's a process. You gotta grow into it. That's why I'm not so in a rush to up my lot size. Because once you go to that next lot size, now my losses is going to be 1,700 on a regular day, 2,000 on a regular day. Are you prepared to see those type of losses? Are you prepared to see 7K wins on the regular, 10K wins on the regular? Like that, it's just a process, bro. Like everybody cannot just do that. Okay, yeah, you should. Oh, I'm glad you just said that. I'm glad you just said that. You should only back test your own pairs. Yes and no. Yes and no. Because eventually you're gonna run out of data. I'm gonna be honest. I can back test all 4 of even all 5, and I don't have no more data. So once you run out of data, then you can just back test some other stuff. But definitely, back test the session that you're trading. Mainly, if you trade London session, only back test London session. Look at the news that drop all the time for pound pairs. Look at like what was going on during Brexit during that time, like elections during London session. Like only focus on London session because I only backtest New York session. I don't backtest no other session but New York session. like period. I don't look at no other sessions. Most of the time, the setup will give us one-on-one R all the time if we focus on high probability supply and demand on a 5-minute. Facts. Do you personally ever get out of a trade and profit before it hits your one-on-one? I try not to. But if it does consolidate, I would just close and then wait and see what price does. But it just really depends on how well is the setup moving, because like most of the time our take profits is getting hit in like 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. If it's taking longer than 30 minutes to hit take profit and we on the 5-minute, we know that there's playing around. So either we're about to lose or a breakout is about to happen, something like that. But definitely, I try to let it hit my one-on-one first, for sure, before I just decide to just close it because this is not working out. Okay. Anybody got any last questions before we check news for next week? I think okay. So Monday is Memorial Day, I believe. How did you find time to practice with working all the time? So when I first started trading, I worked a regular job in the morning, 6 a.m. to 2 a.m. or sometimes 6 a.m. to 4. And I get off work and I was just studying. But when I was trying to get really better at trading, I needed to actually catch setups. So I tried London session. I literally tried it. I literally tried to trade London session. I couldn't do it. I'm on the East Coast. That's like 3 a.m, 2 a.m. I'm a zombie. Like I just can't do it. So I went to New York session and I switched shifts from first shift to second shift. So now I'm going to work at 2 p.m. to like midnight, or 3 p.m. to like midnight. Now I have my 8 a.m. to my 11. That's why I trade during this time, because I just been trading during this time for so long. So yeah, I just switched shifts. I'm not gonna lie. That's the sacrifice I had to take. I didn't have a life and I didn't get a lot of sleep. Like, oh, you said how did you stay awake? I'm sleep at work. I'm giving them like 30%. I almost got fired multiple jobs just because my numbers wasn't good. I'm tired, but I'm grinding, trying to get better on the charts. So that's just something I had to endure. It's not really. I got a DM today. Somebody was like, I work a 9 to 5. How am I supposed to catch setups? I'm like, okay, you gonna trade London session? Like you got to do something uncomfortable to get out of your situation. That's the only way. They make it so hard for people to get out their jobs. So it's like you gotta just really want this badly than anything else. So either you gonna trade London session or New York session, or you gonna have to switch your schedule. Either one. If you work a regular 9 to 5 and you're trying to trade New York session, you gotta switch shifts or trade London session. But I'm telling you right now, if you're on the East Coast and you're trying to trade London session, listen, it's not a game. I don't even know how people do it. Like, I'm gonna be honest, it's hard. It's super hard. I knew you take Wednesday off. Could I take Friday off? Only trade Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I mean, you can if you want to. I'm not gonna push Wednesday because I mean that's like the middle of the week. I don't really like Wednesdays, but if that's what you want to do, then yeah. But still get a track record. Don't just do it. Like, first start it and see if it's really working out. Okay, because I used to trade Wednesdays. Like, it's the reason why I stopped. So it's not like I just came out of nowhere. Oh, Wednesdays is not good. No, I actually was trading Wednesdays and losing a lot of money. So that's why I stopped. So it just really depends. Like, is it working for you? If Wednesday wasn't working for me, so I'm like, let me just take this day off. Let me just not trade. This is not, yeah. It's not gonna be a lot of trading next week. I'm letting you know right now, it's not gonna be a lot of trading because I don't trade on NFP day at all, and Monday is a bank holiday. I mean, I can't break my trading plan. I would say I would look at Wednesday, but I feel like I'm just forcing it. I'm just forcing it because I'm trying to make money. But I gotta stay true to myself. So Tuesday and Thursday really just gonna be the day. Monday, like, people gonna be with their families. We're not gonna really be on the charts like that. Why don't you trade NFP? NFP is manipulated. It's just that simple. I don't really like trading because I've done stupid things on NFP day and I lost money and blew accounts. So I see people trade on NFP and it's just like, okay, sometimes it'd be a blessing. I'll be seeing like, damn, NFP was actually decent. And then sometimes it'd be like, this is just some bullshit. So I just stay away from it. And I just try to avoid that day. But yeah, I don't really look at investing.com like that. I'm not gonna lie. I really just don't. Because I'm not really a fundamental trader like that. I just look at technicals. And I look at fundamentals as far as on Forex Factory. I used to look at what's that called? My Forex, my FX book, but I don't really like it because they have more news events than Forex Factory. I'm just like, I don't really want to overcomplicate myself or scare myself out of a trade. So I try not to look too much into fundamentals, even though it does play a role into trading, but I'm more of a technical trader. I just look at the charts and the regular structure. But that's really all I have. Any last questions? What do we have? Advice or motivation for people taking challenges? It's a lot of people that been passing challenges, and then I'm pretty sure it's also that actually failed challenges. So just reevaluate. Look at the analytics. Like, I don't know what prop firm everybody's going towards. I still see people complaining about spreads. Not gonna lie. So find a broker. Well, not find a broker. Find a prop firm that have good spreads for scalpers. Like, because we on a 5-minute kind of catch setups. That's number one. You need to find a prop firm that have low spreads. Number two, just reevaluate, why did you lose? Did you lose the challenge because you was taking too many setups? Was it were you like how well was your risk management? That's definitely a big role, because they just want to see if you're profitable over a long period of time and you won't blow their money. That's really just all that the challenge is. Like, are you really good with managing money? It's really all it is. So definitely just reevaluate, like, okay, how did I lose that account? Okay. And then also hit somebody up that's actually funded. You can literally go into Discord and see somebody that is funded with the blue name and be like, okay, how did you do it? Like, what did you do a little bit differently? How fast did you pass the challenge? And that's another thing that I want to say. Do not be in a rush to pass a challenge, because, okay, you pass a challenge in a day and then you lose it next week. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you still got to have a long period of time of profitability before you even try to pass a challenge, because yes, you pass a challenge. Now you got to get a payout. You feel me? Now you got to go another 30 days. So you done did this for 2 days and got funded, but you don't even know if you're profitable in the whole month. So definitely just like, don't rush into getting funded if you really just not consistently making money week after week after week. Feel me? But advice on cutting your losses and staying on top of your shit when you're going through losing streaks. I mean, I talk about cutting losses all the time. I don't really know what else there is to say about it. Like, seriously, like, I really just don't know. I really just have no answer to that, because, like, it's the same thing. Like, it's literally the same thing. Stay on top of your shit when you're winning a losing streak. I went on a losing streak like a year ago. For people that's been in this group for a long period of time, I went on a losing streak. It was during NFP week. I think I lost like 5 to 6 trades that week. And yes, I was discouraged. Like, I'm not gonna act like I was just like, damn, like, I'm gonna bounce back. Like, yeah, I felt discouraged. But I'm already accepting that another winter is gonna come around. Like, yes, I lost 5,000 that week. Like, that was a rough week, but I mean, it's nothing to do. It's really nothing I can do, because I can't get my money back. I just gotta take my next setup and be confident in my setup. That's really just it. Like, you got to take the next shot. Something's going to hit. But definitely, if you're like, evaluate the losses though. Like, you feel me? Still evaluate the losses. Even though they're losses, some may have explanations and some may not. But still look at how can you avoid the loss. All right, this is my last question, then I'm going to get off. How is it like trading in all 4 quarters? It's definitely different. Like, we're going into the summer months. Like, summer months, like, it's kind of a little bit unpredictable, because some summer months can actually be great, and then some summer months can actually just be slow. So it's really just, we don't really know what we're going to get, because we're going into June. So June, July, August, summer, we just don't really know. But I know for a fact, Q4, you're not going to get the best of moves. And a little bit of Q1, like January, a little bit of February, you're not going to get the best moves. But I feel like the best time to trade, in my opinion, is around like September, the end of August, and a little bit beginning of October. Like, you get one of the best setups, like runners, like, for sure, like fall a little bit. That's like the best time to be trading, but definitely not Q4, like Christmas time, Thanksgiving. Nah, bro. You can just hang it up. You can just wrap it up. That's why, like, last year, like, I took 2 weeks off in December. I didn't even trade, because I already knew, like, it's no point. Like, it's no volume. We're damn near trading off of an algorithm. There's nobody in the market really moving the market. So let me just chill out and everybody go on vacation and be with their families, and then just come back like the second week of January. So yeah, you're gonna see like you gotta like people gotta see all 4 quarters. Like that's why I said like you should at least be profitable for 6 months to a year before you even consider even quitting your job because you haven't even seen all quarters and see how messed like the elections. Like that was a rough time to trade. Like the elections when we about to get a president, I'm just like, bro, this price action right here is like, man. So you got to see that. You have to see that. But that's all I got, man. If you got any more questions, just DM me in the Discord. Overall, this week was I'll probably say it's good if you took the high risk setups, but if you didn't take it, it was probably just mediocre for sure. You know, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. This week was probably mediocre if you did take no high risk setups. If you did, you probably had a good week. But yeah, man, we back at it Tuesday because I'm gonna still be in the Discord on Monday, but like it's literally Memorial's Day. Like I don't even know if I'm gonna be trading Monday. But we're just gonna see, man. But you have a good weekend. If you got any questions, DM me in the Discord. I'm gonna try to get to you as soon as possible. I get a lot of messages, so like if I'm taking a long time, just understand it's like 20 people in front of you. So I'm trying to like knock it out a little bit, but I'm gonna get to you though. But that's all I got. Have a good weekend.